In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I do a one-to-one reading. So I would ask the person I'm reading for to shuffle the cards on this. I'm using Rider-Waite tarot deck, and I lay out 3 rows of 4 cards. And this gives me insight into what's important to the person I'm reading for at the moment, what significant events have been happening. So just a brief overview of this spread. I can see that the person was very happy home life, footloose and fancy free with the Fool. But then there's a person, a male energy here, who's very hurtful with words. And then comes along the movement, taking control, having the confidence to move on. The Magician is, I'm going to create what I want in my life right now. And the Death signifies an ending. And then we have the Sorrow cups, where somebody's feeling quite upset, has lost something. But then comes the Knight of Cups, who's a very emotional person. And there we have looking out for other opportunities. The King of Pentacles, he's somebody who's really grounded and practical, family life and everything, and with them followed by the Two of Cups and strength. So I would say, by looking at this, is that this person was once very happy with somebody. They become very hurtful. It all did end. There was the phase of sorrow, but now looking out for new opportunities, there is another person that's come into this person's life. So the tarot has given me an indication here of what's quite significant to this person at the moment. The next one I move on to is angel cards. And again, I'd ask the person I'm reading for to give a shuffle. And I use the top 3 cards. The angel cards I use to get a really good insight of the actual person, not what's going on outside of them. And it's purely about what's going on inside. And here it all resonates to the tarot cards, the end of a difficult situation with the Ten of Air. And the Knight of Air is that there's a sudden event, something happens really quickly. And the Sun is the happy outcome. So both readings are ringing true. So there's confirmation of the tarot. Next, I will ask the person to pull out a rune stone. And it's just really to confirm that the outcome that has been predicted by tarot and angel cards is also correct. So here we have Swallow, and this represents the Sun. And again, it's all happy endings, sunny dispositions, happy outcomes. I follow this with what I call the shadow work. So it identifies what the challenges the person themselves, within themselves, what challenges they need to overcome to live their best life. So this is the shadow to identify your challenges. For example, you may feel empty, but this is fertile soil for new creations. What possibilities might this emptiness be making room for? This then helps the person to understand and realise any blocks they have. So we then move on to the awakening, which is seeing the lessons. So for example, we have the page, you are a student of life. This is an opportunity to learn something new. So what fresh perspective are you being offered right now? And the next comes the alchemy. So that's understanding, learning the lessons, and transformation and healing. And that's followed by the integration cards, and that is living with the wisdom. So what you've learned about yourself, it's all been alchemized. You understand that, you've released all your blocks. So you then start to live with that wisdom. For example, stand tall, you have earned your sovereignty. Where can you regain your personal power? As we're heading towards the end of the reading, I will ask the person, is there anything that they're wanting to know about? Whether it's a new challenge, a new opportunity, something new that's coming into their life. We then use the lunar phases guidance. And this basically tells what position you're in with regards to the question that the person is asking. So for example, she could be in the waning crescent phase, which is you must rest and recover, conserve your energy. Self-care and time with loved ones will ease the aches. So it certainly wouldn't be a time for them to go diving into something new right now. If the person has a question that just requires the yes, no, then the pendulum comes out. And this has been very useful for a lot of people during my readings. And that's it. That's my one-to-one reading. It could take anywhere from 20 minutes through to an hour, depending on what comes through the cards. And obviously Spirit joins me sometimes, and there's also a lot of intuition used. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you found that helpful.